Hi, welcome to Mondays with Maile. This is our third Stash Buster edition. If you are enjoying these stash busting quilts, let us know if you made any of them. Go ahead and send us an email or like a post and throw up a picture. We'd love to see what you're doing. The videos for the previous 2 months Stash Buster quilts can be found on our YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and search for Vicky's Fabrics, we have a whole bunch of videos on there and we're continuing to add to them. If you subscribe to our channel, every time we post a new video, you'll get an alert. But of course, we have these videos on Facebook and Instagram as well. So we welcome you to see us on Mondays with Maile and Thursdays with Tony. So month number 3, Stash Buster. The last 2 we started with 5-inch squares. This one we are starting with fat quarters and strips, really. So I have from QT Fabrics these great fabrics that are based on acrylic paintings, and I've used them in each of these blocks. So this is how the quilt kind of turns out. I call it 9 patch and a 9 patch, or 9 patch squared. And I'm, in a second I'll show you how we cut and put all these together. But each of these makes an 18.5-inch blocks, 18-inch finished. And on this one, we sashed with 2.5 inches and did a 4-inch border. So with 9 fat quarters and 3 yards of a background fabric, you get a quilt that's about 68 by 68 inches. Okay, so good size quilt, uses up a lot of fabric. If you have fat quarters in your stash, which I know you do because all us quilters kind of go through this fat quarter stage where we're picking them up for some unknown reason because we're going to use them and never did, this is time to go through your fat quarters. Okay, so we're going to show you how to cut. We're going to show you how to put together this block, and then you can go and hit your stash. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to cut the fat quarter to get the blocks. So fat quarter is going to be 1/2 yard here, approximately 18 by 22 this way. You're going to want to cut on the 18. So this is the selvage that you see, and I'm just going to fold that in half. This is just the way I cut. For me, it makes it a little easier. So the first 2 cuts I'm going to make here are going to be 2 6.5-inch cuts. So 6.5. Flip that around. And okay, 6.5. And then from the rest of this, I'm going to cut 2.5-inch strips. I need a new blade. How come I always do these demos and I need a new blade in my rotary cutter? It's like all the time. It's pretty bizarre. Okay. Okay, so straighten that up. And 3 2.5-inch strips. 1, there we go. 2 and 3. So if you have someone that likes to do selvage quilts, you just have this little bit on the end. Now, one of these you're going to cut in half. And you're going to put these on the side in one pile. From the 6.5s that we cut, you're going to cut 4 6.5-inch squares, and then you're going to cut the rest of it into 2.5-inch strips. Okay, so we're going to start here. We are going to cut 6.5 inches. Let's see. And 6.5 inches. I'm going to trim this one down to the right size. All right. And then you're going to take this and you're going to cut 2 sets of 6.5 inch by 2.5 inch. And we don't need all 4 of them, we just need 3 of them. Okay, so I've got 4 6.5 inch squares, 3 6.5 by 2.5, and this is a 18.5 by 2.5, 18.5 by 2.5, and then we've taken one of these and cut those in half, so these are about 9 inches each. Okay, so we are going to use these to make 9 patches. So from our background, I have cut 2 strips. Each block takes a little less than 2 strips. So when I am making my 9 patches, I do 16 to 17 strips of the background. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut one of these strips in half. And I'm going to use the center of this to make a strip set with the 2 long pieces. Okay, so this is one of your strip sets. Ta-da! Then I'm going to take the 9 inches and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut about 9 inches there. You can do this with the scissors. I just don't have one at my table, so I'm just using my rotary cutter. Because we're gonna, you know, sew these together and subcut them anyway. Okay, so that's 1, 2. From these strip sets, you're gonna be able to cut 10 pieces. So the 10 pieces are going to be color on the outside, background in the middle. Okay? 10. With the 3 smaller pieces, all right, these are 6.5 by 2.5. We're going to be doing the opposite. So you can take your other strip and just cut 6.5. You're going to need 6 of them. Because this, you're going to do the opposite, where the backgrounds are on the outside and the color is on the inside. Look how nicely that turned out. Ooh, amazing. Okay, now you're going to cut these into 5 2.5 inch pieces. Okay, you're going to take your strip set, 2.5 inch. And with these, you are now going to make, change color, your 9 patches. Ta-da! So 5 centers, 10 outsides. You're going to get 5 9 patches out of each fat quarter. And then you're going to take these and make a 9 patch. Those in the corner, 1 in the middle, 2 more in the corner, and those 4 6.5 inch squares that we cut go in the corners there and there. And that is your 18.5 by 18.5 inch block. These are really fun. I have to stop myself from making more. What's really wonderful about this is if you have a print with a larger motif, you can get those in these spaces, see the fabric, and the backgrounds just really make this fun piece. Again, fat quarters. You can use a 1/4 yard if your 1/4 yard cut is a little more generous. You can pull yardage, you know, but I love this and it was a lot of fun. Okay, thanks for joining us. Yay! Okay, so these are the blocks that I've already put together from the yukata set. I have 2 sets of yukata fat quarters. One is the complete set with 34 pieces. I have a couple of those sets left. You can find them online. Otherwise, we're also doing a set with the 9 pieces that you see in the collection here. The background fabric, I also have some of that available. Again, 3 yards to put together this quilt. This one I decided not to sash because I really like this little motif that's coming out in the intersections. Okay, so thank you for joining us for Stash Busters. We'll see you soon.